I give up. Why bother? Why bother with landscape photography? It's just not worth it. Look at those pictures. I'll never do that. Hey guys, Omar here, and I wanted to discuss today something interesting that I was thinking when I was driving down the highway, which happens sometimes. And I started thinking about my own landscape photography and how I have gotten good, I feel good landscape photographs that make me happy. However, if I see other photographers' work, there's like a little like there's a little punch in the face with like, you'll never do that. And it got me thinking that landscape photography, great and incredible landscape photography, may be one of the most challenging types of photography for a couple of reasons. Number one, attention spans have diminished in the last, let's say, even 5 years. I think maybe with like Scroll Nation and now with TikTok and short videos that people can't even get through, I think it's harder to grab someone's attention where they look at your landscape almost like a painting and explore the landscape and even appreciate it. I myself am guilty, and this is what got me thinking, is I scrolled past a beautiful landscape that, the person, there was so much effort put into that landscape. And I actually scrolled past it and had to stop and take it in for a second. And that's what got me thinking, was like, oh my God, it's so challenging to even be an incredible landscape photographer. What chance do we as mere mortals have? And why should we even bother? It's my job in this video to convince you to bother, but it's gonna be hard. Because the first thing is, access to these incredible locations is very limited, right? It takes money, it takes time. You have to travel to Mount Everest. 3, it's a type of photography where you can't easily make money off. I think if you're a landscape photographer, you can sell prints, you can sell calendars, you can sell your art. You could also work with companies. We talked to a great landscape photographer, Nate Lube, who's a Sony ambassador, and he works with like Eddie Bauer, and he tries to work with companies to sort of, at least pay for the travel, and so he can have a great experience and he can pay his rent. But really, a wedding photographer can make so much more money than a landscape photographer. So most of us are just hobbyists as opposed to being super pro. I don't know if this happens to you, but I think sometimes it's tough to see these incredible landscape photographs. Yes, they can be inspiring and they're amazing to look at, but each one you look at sometimes takes you further away from reaching that goal. All these incredible places that people are sharing. Sometimes it is a little depressing where you can kind of be in a rut and be like, But here's why you should bother. Now, even if you just take good landscape photographs like I have, just good, not incredible, it really is about being there. And I'll equate the same thing to my cityscape. That's what I have access to. I don't have access to mountains. I have incredible access to the New York City skyline. And I've seen the same skyline since growing up 1,000 times, a gazillion times. I keep going back and I keep trying and I keep waking up at sunrise. And the reason I bother is because you never know. Sometimes the light is just super orange. Sometimes you see new shapes. Sometimes you work the scene in a new way. And it's not so much about you trying to get an incredible photograph to share and get likes. Sometimes it's just about being out there, and it makes you feel good, and you hear the seagulls, and it's in here, it's for you. And I think that's why you should bother, even if you're taking mediocre or just good landscapes. I feel you gotta say that it's for you if you're not producing work that is like out of this world. And I think I've come to terms with that with my landscape photography. With my event work and portraiture, I'm like trying to push myself even more with that. With landscape, I just want to enjoy and know that I think I'll never get to, be in a drone shot over Machu Picchu and the right light hitting and but that's okay. I think I'm going to continue to bother for the feeling of being out there, for trying things, for seeing the light and looking for little compositions and doing it for me. And I think that is kind of why we should bother. If you feel like you're in a rut, just do it for you. Don't post a picture hoping to get 100 likes because it is epic. It's not. I mean, did you see this one? All right. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's an interesting discussion, and it could be brought up with any genre of photography. Why bother with street photography when there's just so much amazing work? And it's because you have to get out there. You have to try. All right. I'll see you guys next time.